Hello students, in the last video class we have discussed some problems. To get mastery over the problems, better to refer other textbooks, solve the problems. If you get any doubts, any problems during the solution, you can call me. You can call my number, my mobile number 8892953861. Just I repeat, 8892953861. Okay. Moving forward, let us know another important property of the thermodynamics, that is enthalpy. The total heat content of the system, nothing but enthalpy. How much amount of energy is stored in the system, that is nothing but enthalpy. While defining enthalpy, we are defining it as it is the sum of internal energy of the system and pressure volume energy of the system. It is the sum of internal energy of the system and pressure volume energy of the system. Sum of these two energies nothing but enthalpy. We are representing enthalpy as H. Mathematically, it is expressed as H is equals to E plus PV in old books, but in new textbooks, we find H is equals to U plus PV, where U is internal energy, H is enthalpy, PV is the pressure volume work. So enthalpy is also called as heat content of the system. The absolute value of enthalpy of a system cannot be measured accurately, but change in enthalpy of the system can be determined. Already you know that the absolute internal energy of the system cannot be measured because it is the sum of many micro level properties. That is nuclear energy, it is the sum of nuclear energy, electronic energy, chemical energy, rotational energy, vibrational energy, different forms of energy. Whenever we add, we are getting internal energy. We can measure, we can find, we can calculate the change in internal energy of the system, but we cannot calculate absolute internal energy of the system. But enthalpy is nothing but it is the sum of internal energy and pressure volume work. When we are unable to calculate absolute internal energy of the system, then how can we calculate absolute enthalpy of the system? We cannot. So, absolute value of enthalpy cannot be measured, but difference in or change in enthalpy of the system can be determined, can be calculated. That is change in enthalpy. What was the enthalpy in the initial state and what is the enthalpy in the final state? The difference in their values we can calculate, we can measure, but absolute enthalpy of the system we cannot measure. Okay. Next, change in enthalpy. What is change in enthalpy? The amount of heat absorbed or evolved during the process. For your understanding, you are going to say that what is the enthalpy in the initial state, what is the enthalpy in the final state, the difference in the values, nothing but change in enthalpy. But technically, we are going to say that amount of heat absorbed or evolved. Amount of heat absorbed by the reaction, by the process, or amount of heat given out from the system, from the process. And it must be maintained at a constant pressure. At constant pressure, amount of heat absorbed or amount of heat released, given out from the system during the process, nothing but change in enthalpy. Change in enthalpy is denoted by delta H. Delta H nothing but change in enthalpy. For your understanding, let us know. Consider a system changes from one state A to another state B. There is one system. At initial state A, final state B, that is A changes to B. Then enthalpy at initial state is equals to HA. Enthalpy at final state, that is B, is equals to HB. Means HA is the enthalpy at the initial state, HB is the enthalpy at the final state. Then the change in enthalpy delta H is equals to HB minus HA. HB enthalpy in the final state, HA enthalpy in the initial state, difference in the values nothing but change in enthalpy. In a chemical reaction, the change in enthalpy is given by delta HR is equals to H products minus H reactants. During reactions, some reactions given out heat energy. For some reaction, we have to supply heat energy. During that reaction, some exchange of heat energy between system and surrounding is taking place. The change in enthalpy of the system is given by H products minus H reactants. What is the enthalpy of the product minus what was the enthalpy of the reactant? The difference in the values nothing but enthalpy of the reaction. The relationship between enthalpy, internal energy and pressure volume work is given by H is equals to U plus PV. Differential form of enthalpy, that is change in enthalpy, is given by delta H equals to delta U plus P delta V. Actually in PV, the process is going on at constant pressure, means P is not going to change, only there is change in volume, so P is a constant delta V. So delta H is equals to delta U plus P delta V. In place of P delta V, we can write it as W, that is equation 1. We know that from first law of thermodynamics, that is Q delta U is equals to Q plus W. We can write that equation as Q is equals to delta U plus W when the system does W amount of work. I think you understood this. Otherwise, I will solve here. Delta U is equals to Q plus W. This is thermodynamic mathematical form, first law of thermodynamics. Mathematical form of first law of thermodynamics. Okay. Here, the system does W amount of work. It means your equation become delta U is equals to Q minus W. To calculate Q, we are writing this, we are transforming this equation as Q is equals to delta U plus W. So, Q is equals to delta U plus W. Okay, I think you understood this. So, this is equation 2. And this is, say, right hand side of equation 1 and equation 2 are same. That is delta H is equals to delta U plus W. Q is equals to delta U plus W. So, work is done by the system. By comparing these two equations, we come to know that delta H is equals to Q. That is nothing but Enthalpy, change in enthalpy of the system is equals to amount of heat energy supplied to the system. So we can say that delta H, that is enthalpy, is nothing but heat content of the system at constant pressure. So delta H is equals to QP, that is amount of heat content of the system at constant pressure. Therefore, enthalpy change is the measure of heat change taking place during a process at constant pressure. Whatever the heat content or heat change taking place in a system at a constant pressure is nothing but change in enthalpy. So in place of delta H, we can write it as QP. Okay. According to first law of thermodynamics, that is delta U, change in internal energy, is equals to Q plus P delta V. Here work is done on the system, means we are doing some external work or the surrounding is doing work on the system. So we write Q plus P delta V. If the pressure, if the process is isochoric process or the system has a constant volume, then delta V equal to 0. When delta V equals to 0, P delta V becomes 0. So delta U is nothing but Q. So we can also say that the change in internal energy of the system is nothing but change in heat energy at constant volume. By this, we come to know that enthalpy nothing but change in heat content of the system at constant pressure. It means we are supplying heat energy to the system by keeping the pressure constant. Whatever the change in heat content is there, that is nothing but change in enthalpy. Second one, that is change in internal energy, nothing but change in heat energy, heat content of the system by keeping the volume of the system constant. So this is the relationship between, or this can in this way we are going to define delta U and delta H. Next one, relationship between delta H and delta U, that is relationship between change in enthalpy and change in internal energy. Okay. Consider a reaction involving gaseous reactants and products carried at constant pressure and constant temperature. This is the condition. A reaction is there, reactants also gases, products also gases, but the reaction is carried out at constant pressure and constant temperature by keeping pressure and temperature constant. It means only variable is volume. Let VA be the total volume of the reactants, or total volume of the reactants is VA, and total number of moles of the reactants is equals to NR. The total volume of the products is VB, and the total number of moles of products is NP. The total volume of the products VB, the total volume of reactants VA, the total number of moles of reactant NR, and total number of moles of products is NP. From ideal gas equation for reactant gases, we can write here PVA is equals to NRRT. P pressure, VA total volume of the reactants, NR total number of moles of reactants, R a gas constant, T temperature. Here P and T are constant. For Products we can write as PVB is equals to NPRT. So just comparing this, change in volume we are measuring, that is pressure VB minus VA, number of moles NP minus NR RT. We can write here change in volume, that is delta V, and here change in number of moles, that is delta N RT. But P delta V is equals to delta H minus delta U. So delta H minus delta U is equals to delta N RT. So delta H is equals to delta U plus delta N RT. This we are obtaining from first law of thermodynamics. So we are separating delta H. Delta means in place of P delta V we are taking delta nRT. Already we proved that. So delta H is equals to delta U plus delta nRT. And already we know that delta H, that is change in enthalpy, is equals to QP. Delta U is nothing but QV. QP nothing but heat content of the system, change in heat content of the system at constant pressure, change in internal energy, or QV. QV nothing but change in heat content of the system at constant volume, delta nRT. So this is the relationship between delta H and delta U, or we can write the same equation as QP is equals to QV plus delta nRT. Next, condition under which delta H is equals to delta U or QP is equals to QV. At what conditions change in enthalpy of the system is equal to the change in internal energy of the system, or at what condition QP value is equal to QV value. It means in this equation delta nRT must be 0. Delta nRT value must be 0. At what conditions delta nRT value are 0? Let us know. When reaction is carried out in a closed vessel, it means volume of the system remain constant, isochoric process. During isochoric process there is no change in volume, so delta V value 0, because delta nRT nothing but P delta V, pressure is constant, delta V 0 means whenever the process is carried out at constant pressure, constant volume, delta H is equals to delta U or QP is equals to QV. Second, when reaction involves only solids or liquids or solutions. Second condition, this delta N refers only change in number of moles of gaseous reactants and products. What are the number of moles of gaseous reactants and what is the number of moles of gaseous products? What is the change in number of moles? That is delta N. So when a reaction involves only solids, that is delta N value 0, because there is no gaseous moles, gaseous content, liquids or solution. So here delta N equals to 0. In that case delta H is equals to delta U. Third one, when in a reaction delta N equals to 0, that is number of moles of gaseous reactants are equal to number of moles of gaseous products. For example, I will give one equation here, H2 plus Cl2. H2 gas, Cl2 gas, it gives 2HCl gas. So here delta N is equals to Np minus Nr. Np is 2, Nr 1 plus 1, that is also 2. So delta N equals to 0. When delta N equals to 0, delta H is equals to delta U. So these are the three conditions where delta H value become equal to delta U or Qp value equal to Qv value. Next, characteristic properties of enthalpy. First, enthalpy is a state function. It means it's the change in enthalpy value depends upon initial state and final state, and it is independent of the path. It only depends upon the initial value and final value and independent of path, so it is a state function. Second, enthalpy is an extensive property. It means enthalpy depends upon amount of matter present in the system. As the amount of matter in the system changes, enthalpy of the system also changes, so it is an extensive property. So here are some notes, just I want to give here. To solve the problems based on QP and QV, we have to use this formula. QP is equals to QV plus delta NGRT. Here G nothing but gaseous reactants or gaseous products. Or delta H is equals to delta U plus delta NGRT. If QP and QV are in calories, that is heat, amount of heat is given in calories, in that case R value must be equal to 1.987, but approximately we are taking it as 2 calories per degree per mole. If the values are in joules, we have to take R value as 8.314 joules per Kelvin per mole. I think you understood this. In the next video, we are going to solve the problems on enthalpy. Thank you. All the best.